What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blake's Takes. I'm your host, Blake. And before you start judging my shirt, there is reason behind it. So you'll just have to watch the video to find out. So as you know, season 2 of I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson just came out a few weeks ago. And today we are going to be ranking the top 10 skits from season 2. And I'm really glad that I sat a few weeks on this video because I think this is one of those shows where it just gets funnier the more you watch it. The awkward and dark humor latches on to you more. You know, a skit that might not have caught your attention the first time you watched it suddenly becomes one of your favorite skits. But with that being said, starting off this list at number 10 is the Dog Saga. And this skit starts all of season 2, and it's really a great attention grabber. In this sketch, Tim Robinson's character, Pat, is about to enjoy a juicy hot dog for lunch. But lunch is postponed due to a last-minute meeting put together by his boss. And Pat is absolutely flabbergasted by this, saying how,
I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
So what does he do? He shoves a hot dog in his sleeve to bring into the meeting so that he can secretly eat it. After a few attempts of trying not to get caught while eating this hot dog, he accidentally starts choking on it, and with an actor like Tim Robinson, you can only imagine where it goes from there. I thought this episode was a great way to grab your attention for the beginning of season 2, to kind of set the tone of just how Tim Robinson operates. You know, this guy loves to use physical comedy, and that is really displayed greatly in this sketch. Coming in at number 9, we have Coffin Flop, where Tim Robinson is the CEO of a cable company called Corn Cob TV. And he has a strong message for Spectrum, specifically about one of his shows called Coffin Flop, where they showed dead body after dead body busting out of old wooden coffins at funerals. Would you expect anything less? Half of them naked corpses. He goes on to say how,
if people are mad at me because I showed a bunch of naked dead bodies with their spread blue butts flying out of boxes, really?
Only the second skit of the season, right after the hot dog skit, really just another tone setter for the season of the dark humor that we all love about Tim Robinson. At number 8, we have Office Surfing, and in this skit, a group of employees are waiting for their boss to be done with another meeting, and so he's off in another room. And one of the employees decides to start surfing on the conference table. Sooner than later, other employees start to join in on the fun, doing hula dances and making whirlpools with chairs. What else? Acting like sharks. But lastly is Tim Robinson, who doesn't seem to think that what they're doing is right. But once he comes around and decides to join the fun, he yells, "Here comes a big wave!" and completely flips over the conference table, knocking the employee's head into the wall, cutting another employee's chin, getting the table stuck on another employee's leg. So the boss comes in, and he's like, "What is going on?" And as he explains that his co-workers took it too far again, just like the time when Julie gave him chode jeans for his birthday. You know, chode jeans, 52-inch waist, 10-inch thighs, made for chodes. And so he really lays it on Julie about giving him these damn chode jeans as a gag gift for his birthday, because he almost killed himself. Coming in at number 7, we have Ghost Tour, which not only has to be one of the funniest skits of this season, but also one of the saddest ones, where Tim Robinson is on a ghost tour at this old house, and since it's an adult tour, you know, you're allowed to say whatever you want and ask whatever questions you want, alright? But don't tell Tim Robinson that, because he'll ask,
Any of these fuckers ever fucking fall out of the ceiling and just have like a big messy shit?
So after a few interactions with these type of questions, the tour guide pulls him aside and is like,
"Stop trying to be funny. This is the worst day I've had on this job. If you want to stay on this tour, shut the hell up."
And Tim Robinson's character is deeply saddened by this interaction as he starts crying. He comes out from the back from where they had their conversation, And in all seriousness, while he's crying, proceeds to say that I'm not trying to make any jokes. I'm not trying to make anyone have the worst day ever. But do any of these fuckers ever come out of the wall?
And have like a huge cum shot.
Finally, after everyone else is done with his shit, they kick him off the tour. And here's the sad part. His mom comes and picks him up from the tour. It's raining outside. His mom is asking him if he made any friends. And he just goes, not really. You can't help but to kind of feel bad for the guy. This sketch was the final one of episode 1. So all of episode 1 really set the tone of how the rest of the season was going to play out. At number 6, we have Jamie Taco. In this skit, there is no Tim Robinson, but that doesn't make it any less better. In this one, Paul Walter Hauser is the main feature, as you might know him from I, Tonya or Black Klansman. He's been in quite a few movies over the last few years. And so a group of men are playing cards, making lousy jokes about their wives, but all in fun. As soon as Richard, Paul Walter's character, says his joke about his wife, he instantly is hit with remorse because his wife helped him through the darkest time, which so happens to be when Jamie Taco kept taking his lines for the local play. So we go on to see one of these montages of just his wife being there for him and supporting him through these times of Jamie Taco stealing his line. And after we see this montage, it comes back to present day, and he tells the group, he's like, guys, I shouldn't have said that. I love my wife. So this skit was really perfect for an actor like Paul Walter Hauser, as I think throughout many of the films that he's in, he really has a great comedic tone to him, but also a great serious actor as well, as he's been in multiple films that, you know, have been nominated for Academy Awards. But I love when his comedic side is able to really shine. Coming in at number 5, we have Driver's Ed. In this one, Tim Robinson is a driver's ed teacher and is showing the students an instructional video of driver's ed. And the star of these videos that, you know, Tim Robinson is showing these students is Patty Harrison. And the students can't help to wonder, though, what she does for a living.
What is her job?
Tables!
Over and over again, Tim Robinson keeps getting mad because he told them not to ask him about the tables. Each time growing more and more angry, cursing in these instructional videos for these students. The video would be funny enough as is, but it is then revealed that she provides tables for MonsterCons, providing us with that's why. A rare, I think you should leave skit that actually ends with giving us an answer as to why. At number 4, here's the shirt reason. Coming in at number 4, we have Dan Flashes, where we get a new cutting edge design for men's fashion. As a work meeting is taking place, we see Mike, Tim Robinson's character, laying on the couch. And his reasoning for laying on the couch is not what you would expect. So Doug sells him out and tells everybody that he hasn't eaten food in 10 days and that he's using his per diem for the food to buy all these shirts at a store called Dan Flashes, where the more complex the design, the more expensive the shirt. I wonder how much this shirt would be. Probably like $200, $300. I think Mike would be proud. Throughout this skit, he has multiple hangry promoted outbursts at Doug. You know, Doug keeps calling him out on his actions at Dan Flashes. It seems like Tim Robinson really knows how to make an office environment interesting, wouldn't you say? What I love about this skit is that it leads into another skit in the same episode where it shows you the shop of where this Dan Flashes store is. There's also another where it shows inside the store and how this Dan Flashes store operates and all the crazy complex designs. So it's really funny to see when some of the skits that he has lead into another one in the same season. Coming in at number 3, we have Dinner with the Professor. This one has become one of my personal favorites. The more I watch it, the more I love it. You know, it's just a simple and unusual idea, but it's executed perfectly. As the show tends to do, once again, we get a hilarious performance from an older comedian. In this one, 81-year-old comedian Ruben Rabesa plays a professor that is out to dinner with a few of his former students. So while everything seems normal, as soon as the food arrives, the professor looks at Dylan's burger and wishes he would have ordered that. You know, we've all been there before where we see someone else's plate and man, it looks good. We wish we would have gotten that. But it doesn't stop there, as he has this weird obsession with wishing he would have ordered Dylan's burger, trying on multiple attempts to steal his burger, claiming that he's joking. He's joking. Dylan asks if he would like to try a bite of his burger, and he's like, yeah, I really would. So the professor proceeds to take a bite of Dylan's burger, and he tells him, Dylan, I'm going to eat this whole thing. So Dylan has to sit there and watch him eat his food, but it only gets shockingly darker from there, with a darker kicker as well. One of the harder skits to really explain, but it is great and it has become one of my personal favorites. Time and time again, Tim Robinson finds these older comedian actors that definitely don't have a spotlight name, but man, they really steal the skit that they're in, and it's happened on multiple occasions through this one and in season 1 as well. At number 2, we have the Bob Odenkirk skit. We all love and know Bob Odenkirk from his portrayal as Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But not only is he a great actor, but he is also a great sketch writer. But in this sketch, as Tim Robinson is out to lunch with his daughter, he tells her that they can't stop at the ice cream store today because it's too cold out, and when that happens, it breaks the ice cream machine. Then winking at Bob Odenkirk at the table next to him, Robinson then finds himself immersed in this fictional life of this sad old man, telling him to tell his daughter that he's rich and that he's got triplets of the Barracuda and the Nova and the Roadster, and that he doesn't live in a motel, and that,
You know,
Tell the kid.
his wife's sick, but she's gonna get better.
She's gonna get better.
and yes, while this is a comedy sketch, you can't help but to also appreciate the great acting from Bob Odenkirk, as he almost makes you believe that everything he's saying could be possible. So what a guest appearance from him. I think he's been one of the better actors in the last 5 years. I had no idea he was a comedy sketch writer, so I'm gonna have to go back and find some of those skits that he's in. But coming in at the top spot, number 1, we have insider trading. As a witness is on the stand and a lawyer is providing text messages between her and a coworker about insider trading, but also about Brian's stupid fucking hat. Tim Robinson as Brian is in attendance of this trial, so we get a visual representation of his stupid fucking hat. And it's a fedora with safari flaps on it. And as we hear it get brought up in this trial, Brian's like, oh? So we get to see hilarious flashbacks of these incidents at work where his coworkers are talking about his fedora with safari flaps, as well as another time where the hat gets him in trouble during a meeting. And while we see all these flashbacks, they are all voiced over by the lawyer that's reading these messages in the trial. So that makes it even funnier. We get to see classic Tim Robinson in his physical comedy, his facial expressions, his awkward impressions. You know, this is one skit that caught my attention the first time I watched this season through, and ever since then it's stayed at the top for me. Just one of those skits where if you were to ask someone what I think you should leave is like, this would be one of those skits where you can have them watch it and it's just a classic Tim Robinson skit for you. So there's my list for the top 10 skits of I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson season 2. Once again, Tim Robinson really knows where his footing is with the show. I think this is a show where you need to give it a few chances before making any reviews on it. The first time I watched this season, I didn't think it was nearly as funny as season 1. But then the more I watched it, the more I loved it, the more I noticed myself quoting it with my friends, maybe even more quotable lines in it than season 1. Tim Robinson is a comedy sketch genius. Let me know if you agree with my list. Hit that like button if you did or didn't. Hit that subscribe button as well for me. And I'll see you next time on Blake's Takes.